Good morning, guys. My name is Mike at Filmboy24, and it's time for round number 36 of Found Film. We're back at it. We have a roll of Ektachrome 160 Type G film, silent film. I've had it for about 3 years, and we're gonna see if we can find any images. So before I get started, I do want to say I really had all intention of doing a 16mm found film. Well, I shouldn't say all intention. I had high hopes of doing a 16mm found film, but I should know better because the one that I chose to try and process was expired in 1956, and it's a Kodachrome, an old Kodachrome, one of these 50-foot magazines for the old magazine cameras. It was exposed, a long time ago. 1956, probably, April. So I did like 4 or 5 strip test times and got, not good stuff, but at least I got to where it wasn't completely opaque and I could kind of see, where there was a potential to get some images. So I attempted to process it at about 3.5 minutes, 66 degrees Fahrenheit in HC110B. And like I said earlier, I should have known better. You just don't get images out of this old Kodachrome anymore. Now, when I say that, settle down. When I say you don't get images out of this, you usually don't get images out of it when it was shot, 60, 70 years ago. If you were to shoot it now, you could probably get some faint images if you overexposed it by 50 or 60 stops. All right, maybe at least 4 or 5. But when you're trying to process film that was exposed that long ago, and when it's this particular kind of film, this really old Kodachrome film, well, you settle down. I'm going to show you what you get most of the time. Take a look at this quick clip. Yeah, that's what you usually are going to deal with. It's just so badly deteriorated over the years, and Kodachrome never did hold up very well, before it was processed. So much for that. What we have for you today, instead, I'm equally excited. Like I said in the intro, this is some film that I had gotten about 3 years ago. I picked up a small batch of this film online from Habra Heights, California. If you follow my channel, especially my Found Film series stuff, you might remember Habra Heights, California from my 7 and 7 series that I did started it about 6 months ago. And I just did it once, and it's where I took a different roll of film, and we processed and showed some found film every day for 7 days. We did it, tried to mix it up a little bit. Well, the very first roll of it in that series was an identical roll to this, and it was in this batch from Habra Heights, California. Let me refresh your memory. I'll put it like right over here somewhere. It's already playing, but yeah. Remember that? Remember, and then Easter. Yeah, see, the Easter, and then, yeah. I don't know what, I'm just looking at air. Anyway, so this is a continuation sort of that little batch. I want to see what we get here. I have a few more of these, maybe 3 or 4, I can't remember. So we're going to take a look at what's on this today. Now, this particular roll has an edge code on it, and per Kodak's very own edge code website, which is a triangle, a square, and a triangle. I am such a dork. This particular roll of film was manufactured in 1984. I'm going to put that sometime around when this film was shot, 84, 85, maybe 86. That means it probably expired late 85 or early 86. I shouldn't say expired, processed by, the best buy date. I mean, look at bread. You can eat that 3 or 4 months after it expired, right? I mean, drink milk 6 or 7 months after the expiration date. So why not film? Yeah. Anyway, what I do is I process this in my standard procedure. Anytime I do this really old Ektachrome, occasionally I'll do it in E6 if it's some of this EM26, the newer stock. But most of the time, 7 minutes, HC110B. I pop it in my Lomo UPB1A. If you're interested in learning a little bit about the Lomo UPB1A, I'll put a link right up here somewhere to how you can learn how to unload one of these and put it in one of those. I don't have it out here. I processed a roll this morning, so my tank is in there drying. HC110B, 7 minutes at 67-ish degrees Fahrenheit. I rinse the film in plain water, and then I fix it for about 7 more minutes in Kodak Fixer. I have a little montage video. I know, wait, don't skip. Most of you regulars are gonna skip this. That's all I wanted to say. Now you can skip it. But if you're not familiar with how I process film with this nasty rim jet on it, I'm gonna show you a 1-minute clip. That's sort of like a montage of how I do it. I do use photo flow at the end now, not dish soap, but dish soap will work. I use photo flow and distilled water, sort of clean up everything, sort of help alleviate water spots. But here's that quick montage. And it's as simple as that. Well, it's simple as that when you've done hundreds and hundreds of rolls like other people and me. I've probably processed close to 100 rolls of movie film so far this year, so I'm learning every step of the way. My workflow does change regularly, but one thing remains the same. I have a blast doing it, and that really should be your goal if you're working in film. Speaking of working in film, I was in touch with Kodak quite a while back on some 100D that was jamming up in my Super 8 cameras. And I know a lot of people have had issues with 100D, the new Ektachrome 100D. And they told me, it's been about a year, and they told me they were going to involve me in some testing of some changes they were making to their carts, and they did. I was finally contacted by them a couple days ago, and they sent me some rolls of 100D. It's my film. They gave it to me to test for the purpose of testing in certain cameras that I have, and I'm going to run them, and I'm going to see if they jam. I'm going to report back to them. But it's my film, and they've given me, sort of free reign to film whatever I want. I get to keep the film. I can process it. Their only concern is, does it run through the camera without that awful stopping and buzzing and, well, any issue that you might not want to get with Super 8 running through your camera. So I am excited about that. I have a few rolls to test for them. They sent me a couple extra rolls just for fun and for a thanks. But for all you Kodak haters out there, they're trying. They have had some issues with supply chain and the COVID supply chain, so it slowed them down a little bit. They're working on it. I'm not sponsored by Kodak. I'm trying to help them a little bit. Kodak has been a huge influence in my life. Give them a break. They're working. They are making changes to their carts. We'll see what happens. I am sort of obligated to report back to Kodak. I'm not positive I'm going to mention anything on my channel about the test carts without their permission, so we'll go from there. Anyway, back to the found film, now that I've rambled, which I do quite a bit. Let me show you what I got from this. Here it is. know, I don't know why it is that film doesn't get processed when it's shot. There's a lot of it out there that's old and never been processed. We can clearly see this was a fun family day at the pool. It didn't come out great for me. This one was a little muddy. I'm not really sure why. Maybe poor storage. But we know what it is. It's a family day at the pool. You know, having fun with the kids and frolicking. I don't know. I had a lady email me once when we had talked about, well, I can't believe people would not process their film. This is their family memories. People should see this. And she emailed me and was kind of a little bit perturbed. And looking back, I kind of see her point. She said, people don't process it because things happen. Lives go on. Just life happens. And that's probably 90% of what happens here. I can't imagine a scenario where somebody would shoot a fun family event and just intentionally say, yeah, I don't like my family anymore. I'm not going to ever get it processed. So she's right. I mean, she's right. Life happens. Things happen. It gets pushed to the side. Could get lost. I don't know. Family members pass away. They maybe don't want the memories. I don't know. It's not for us really to decide why. It's just for us to kind of bring them back to the forefront. If you have an old roll of film that you didn't shoot and you want to see what's on it, contact me through my email. It's filmboy24@gmail.com. It's in my About section on YouTube. And I don't charge anything if you want to send me a roll of found film, not Kodachrome. But if you have an old roll of, you know, even if you have one of these old 16mm magazines, came in a camera or something, and it's showing that it's fully exposed, it'll say a 0 on your little counter here. And if it's not Kodachrome, send it to me or email me and let's talk about it. Let's get some of these memories out there. It would be nice to get a hold of somebody and get some of these back to the family that maybe didn't have a chance to see them. So that's all. I'm off my soapbox now. If you enjoyed this video, I'd like for you to do me a quick favor on your way out before you click the, you know, the little X. Just tap that like button for me. It means a lot to me. I just hit my 2-year mark on YouTube and I'm having fun. I haven't really uploaded as many videos as I would like, but school's starting again, so the kids won't be in the house. Might be a little easier. And it's starting to cool off a little bit here in Florida, in Central Florida, so getting out and about and filming a little bit easier now that summer's sort of whisking away. If you would, well, you see it there. It's just, well, trying to look at it, but it's just nothing for me. I won't see it until I edit it in. But subscribe if you feel like I've earned it. If you don't, then, well, I guess it's not for you. But no matter what, until I see each and every single one of your stunningly beautiful faces, even though I really can't see them, I can see them. There it is. Yeah, I'll see all of you on the very next goofy go-around.